welcome to Hoop of This On Season 7, Episode 59, where we watch Surviving Paradise, Season 1, Episode 1, and there was a spider in my ass last night. I'm Chris Lorenz.
I'm back, bitches. It's Noah Singer.
This ain't like any game you've ever seen before. This is Max.
Those were quotes from the show we watched this week. Noah, what was the show we watched this week?
Players must form alliances and fight to move from the wilderness into a luxurious villa for a shot at a huge cash prize. That's Surviving Paradise on Netflix. Da-doom.
I was surprised that none of you used the "I didn't sign up for Fire Festival" quote.
That was so clearly written by writers and not like a thing a person would say.
Yeah, it fell really flat on the delivery.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought it was good. I thought it was a good line. Good writing.
That whole
good line.
lady, her whole shtick just didn't work for me at all.
Yeah, the whole like I'm too cute for this and everyone should praise me. Like, didn't work.
All right. So this show essentially it's almost like Survivor. So it's like they have 12 people. They come into this villa, and then after they hang on this villa, they're told you're not staying in the villa. You're staying in this like I don't know campsite like 5 minutes away.
The backyard of the villa.
Staying in the backyard of the villa, and you have to get voted into at least the first episode here is you have to get voted into the villa. So you want to get people to vote for you.
Sure.
And like the episode is like a bunch of people trying to go around talking to people and trying to get votes.
Mm-hmm.
And like some people are actually playing the game and some people aren't playing the game. And you know, it's kind of it's interesting in that aspect, but that's kind of the episode.
Yeah, not a whole heck of a lot happens. I do so yeah, like within the first 30 seconds of the show, they say this ain't like any game you've ever seen before, and that's absolutely not true. It's your very average social game.
It's like every game you've seen before.
But I do want to dive into something we usually touch on later, which is who are the mommies and daddies of the show. Opposite Worlds for sure. One of Chris's favorites.
Opposite Worlds. There was a pretty like viral like YouTube video, I think it was like forever ago, that said that this show Opposite Worlds was the worst reality show ever.
Which I agree with.
And we watched, go listen to our episode, because I think we agree with them because they did the same premise where there's people in luxury and some people in like caveman camp or whatever, and they just kind of did like physically demanding challenges, which obviously the people in luxury have way better.
Yeah, and they had the same prize, both of them at $100,000 cash prize.
Oh, yeah. Wow. There's like a 15-year difference.
Inflation has not kept up with the price.
So at least if I'm looking at the right show, this it's from 2014.
Yeah, on Sci-Fi Channel.
Somebody got hurt like right away.
Oh no, like 3 people leave in the first episode due to getting hurt or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. The first challenge was like so poorly designed.
But anyway, enough about Opposite Worlds.
It's a more interesting show to talk about, but I think the show is a more interesting show to watch.
Yeah.
Like this one seems like they know what they're trying to do, where they're like, okay, you really want to be in this villa. Like this villa is baller. Like
it's super cool.
Like you got alcohol, you got weights, you got a pool. Like you're just like you get a bed.
It's huge. It's also gigantic. Like it's not. Even if saying a villa makes it seem small to me, it's a huge house.
I feel like a villa has a minimum of like 4 or 5 rooms.
I think this has the capacity to have 20 rooms.
Yeah, I mean this is definitely like above a villa. I agree, it could be, but it's massive.
Yeah, it's in Greece. Also, I looked that up.
Yeah,
it's in an island.
Greece.
Yeah, because when I saw the forest. Like the camp, quote unquote campsite they're in. Yeah. To be really clear, they walk like it seems like about a minute from the villa to the campsite, and I was getting more confident that the campsite was actually like a studio set because like it was so well manicured, and I was like, ooh.
It was this campsite. Like this is not a Survivor campsite. This they're all complaining about like, oh, I'm gonna live like I'm in the fucking six. No, there's fucking electrical lighting and shit. All the paths are cleared. There are hammocks. Kind of looks sick. Like, how long are they gonna be on this fucking show? Like 2 weeks?
To be
Right.
clear, it's in Lefkada, Greece. And my fiance was watching. She's like, she saw a Greece flag and immediately was like, "Oh, they're in Greece."
Oh, they're
And
in
like,
Oh,
the.
they had
looked
a Greek flag. I didn't see that.
I don't. It was
Oh.
in like some intro.
I think it was on
segment.
the boat. The boat has to fly the flag.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Oh.
she was quick. She
Man.
she spotted that.
Pattern
her-
recognition.
Her Greek dar.
Greek tar is high. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
But also just in terms of mommies and daddies of show, this is a swapperoo, just like Too Hot to Handle, where you show up to the show and it's not what you expected. Whatever, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, so you sign up for a reality show, and you're like, they knew the prize was $100,000
Sure.
because they talked about it frequently, and they're like weird intros. So like, people would come in by twos and threes on boats. It seemed. And they were filmed while doing this. And
One guy comes in on a Ferrari, Chris.
I don't remember that. I kind of tuned in and out a little bit during
Yeah,
the
I
show.
cannot blame you.
Yeah.
This
No,
shows
this show
that-
is very tune out, tune in. Very much so.
So yeah, so they introduce all 12 people at once too, which like I'm just like, ugh.
Yep.
At least they like zoomed by a couple people, which was what you want.
Yep.
I got really thrown off because they introduced Cisco first. And so I assumed that was the host, as in like Cisco, the rapper.
Did you think that was really Cisco?
No,
I mean-
so Cisco is with a Q. This guy's with a C.
Oh yeah, no, his name came on pretty quick, so I just
Yeah.
like registered Cisco, and I was like, oh, okay, he's the host, and like this tier of reality show is very appropriate. I'd say.
Below
for-
Cisco, I feel.
I feel like this is very much in line with like a fading rapper.
I don't know what's up with Cisco nowadays.
I
What's
think
Cisco
he
up
still plays his
Mr.
song.
Internet Corner.
I mean, he probably made a few million off that song at least,
Oh,
right?
I'm sure he did.
all his money comes from that song. Let's be
Yeah.
clear. Unless he like turned to producing and is making hits that he's not singing, like that's
Yeah.
it.
On a very weird tangent. So
This
do you guys
is in a
remember-
weird tangent.
Well, no, I get to go even further. Do you guys remember O Town?
Sure.
It's it was a boy band trying to ride like the late Backstreet Boy and NSYNC era, like late
Yeah.
90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Someone posted on TikTok them performing at like one of their recent concerts. It was about like 3 rows of chairs at like
Oh, man.
like some kind of like small festival, and I'm like, oh, buddy.
That's rough. That's
like-
weird. That's weird to me because like Hanson can draw a fucking crowd. There
Yeah.
are people who are really into like their 2008 albums. Who the fuck?
I mean, Hanson was way bigger than
O Town.
like
O-Town.
another boy band.
Yeah, Hanson
Yeah, I guess
draws
so.
Hanson probably draws a few thousand, and they draw 30. So Cisco's supposed net worth is around like 6 to 8 million.
Okay.
I mean, that's significant. I think for one pop song.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a mega. Let's be clear: the thong song, mega hit.
Oh yeah.
I
Mega.
mean, what's the Spotify plays on the thong song?
I mean, even that would be like an undercount. But I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll look it up. Are you guys over or under a billion?
Let's talk
Over,
about some
under.
other contestants potentially.
Wait, no, wait. Just answer my question. Over or under a billion? Let's
I looked it up.
I'm gonna say over 1 billion.
over. All right. Survey says not even close. 200 million.
Damn.
All right, let's get back to the real host of the show, which her name is Jazmay.
Jessie May.
Jessime.
Jazmay.
She's
Jessie
famous for
May.
being on MTV's Girl Code.
Concierge.
Girl Code. I thought she was just a stand-up.
Both.
Maybe both, but
It's
she's
both,
definitely
yeah.
on Girl Code.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a little confused because like the way she looks in the show looks very different than her pictures on the internet.
I'm also confused. Like, this hosting job seems like the best hosting job of all time. You don't do anything.
Yeah, she's a nothing burger in the show, and that's perfectly fine.
But it's weird that she's a comedian because, like, in this show, she's just eye candy.
Sure.
Like, not there's anything wrong with that, but like, you don't need her comedic talents to do the job they ask of her.
All of these shows, they always hire like talented comedians and then give them the least that they can work with possible.
Yeah.
Except for F Boy Island. I feel like
Nikki Glazer crushed it. Yeah,
Nikki
she did
Glazer
great.
kills it. Yeah, okay. She is the odd woman out.
Yeah, and so maybe they were trying to have her Nikki Glazer, but they didn't give her the like the.
Or she was just
change
bad
it.
and it all got cut.
Maybe. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. All right, like she's 41, so like she's been doing comedy for a bit. You know.
She looks great for 41.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible! Like she's crushing it. You know. And as we go, is this her apex? Probably.
Absolutely.
Probably.
Looked at her IMDb, this seemed like it, but
no, it's weak. Like what I see, what Google brings up, you know, we have Girl Code, as we talked about. We have a 2013 Hassan Minaj show called Philosophy, and we have Wet T-shirt contest in honor of Funny or Die.
Fun fact: I just saw Hassan Minaj stand up like 2 hours ago.
It can't be good. Is it good? I don't.
No, he was excellent.
Wow. Okay.
Believe it or not.
He tells stories, right? See the new Dane Cook?
No, I have taste.
Well, I'm just saying, Dane Cook is like, he tells stories. At least
All
he did.
comedians tell stories.
Nah,
Most, not all, most.
Hassan was
It's very hard to be a one-liner. Like it's very hard to be the Mitch Hedberg. Like,
sure.
You know.
I mean, we Jerry Seinfeld. He's not telling stories.
He's a mix.
Guys,
He's
back
a
to
mix.
this.
Clearly, we want to talk about this show.
Yeah.
So other people to talk about during this episode, the easiest person to talk about is Lelies. How did you pronounce it? Lelies.
Okay. It's spelled Lelies.
I know.
As Lelies.
I need to write the names down how I think they should be pronounced.
Okay.
Or spelled so I could say them correctly. She was one of the ones that seemed to be the most pissed about sleeping in this outdoor area, and really, really played hard to get enough votes to be in the villa. So she did end up winning the villa vote at the end, but
spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Yeah, so she, like the whole episode is just pretty much her saying, like, talking to people and be like scheming against other people and trying to pick her alliance.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
She's like multi-alliance, though. You know, she's really politicking, right? She's like, oh yeah, I am pro-union. Oh, I'm pro-abortion. I'm anti-abortion. You know, like, you know.
She did a little politicking too with Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she in a relationship though?
Yeah, I mean,
but it's TV.
You know, a little eyelash here. You know,
a little flirty, flirt.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
because Cisco voted for her.
Yep.
It's so weird to say Cisco and not think of the thong song. Sorry.
Yeah.
There was also another woman. What was her name that was competing to be Tabitha,
like the cat.
She thought she had enough votes, but
Tabitha may be non-binary. I'm not entirely sure.
It's very unclear.
Yeah.
She looked like a woman, so I'm going to go with she.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
If she wanted something else, she should have said it.
Femme-coded.
She doesn't have to say it, but I think it's fair to call her a she.
Half the people in the show did, so it's fine.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, so she has like a 3-person alliance, so she got 2 votes. But then she was expecting like she had like the girl alliance, which wasn't an alliance at all because she didn't vote for any of the girls.
Yeah. All of this is going to bite them in the ass in episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, what's her name? Lalise. She's definitely screwed. She's definitely gonna get kicked out of that villa. She's like the biggest villain now. She's the biggest target.
Yep.
You never
Or
want to
she
win the
gains more
first.
political power, right? Like it depends how they architect the game.
Well, if she had taken not her like closest allies into the villa, I could see that. But then she might have lost her allies by not taking them into the villa.
No, I think she mostly played it correct, except she brought in Cisco instead of it was a Copen, yeah. So like
what kind of name is Copen?
yeah, that's like the whole thing,
Where
right?
is he?
It's like-
Down in Denmark?
Right, like it's weird. But like so Lise got 3 votes and she was able to bring in 3 people. So you think, oh, like you returned the favor. And she did for 2 out of the 3. And Coping got the shaft.
That's true. But he seemed like too nice. There's a couple of people on the show that are like at least aren't playing this game. They're just like too nice. And the show is probably going to kick them off really quickly.
I don't know. I feel like
like Haley or something. What
They
was her
haven't
name?
made
Oh, she's
clear.
I like her.
They haven't made clear that there's any kicking off element of the show, to my knowledge.
There was on the next time on somebody
okay.
gets kicked off. If
I
they
did not
don't
stick
do
around
something.
long enough for the next time on.
Or this season on.
Yeah.
They did it this season on in the beginning and the end, which I'm not sure if I like that or not.
It's fine, but clearly nothing about it stood out. This is classic, just social game bullshit.
Well, I feel like it could turn into more of like a
Competition.
They could do some competitions, I think.
Like that's one of the best parts of Survivor, and so far I've seen nothing of the sort.
I know. This is what we get for watching episode 1 because we don't
Always.
really know.
Yeah, I mean, so Chris, I watched the end of this season on the preview and the trailer, or I guess trailer is a technical correct term. It's like the end of it.
Sure.
And I think they bring in some nice game mechanics, right? They're bringing on at least 2 new contestants. Like they're allowing people to kick people out of the house, right? Within the house, you have to kick people off the show. Like, I think they're keeping it spicy.
That's the one gimmick I don't like is adding new people.
It
How
can
come?
be.
It like kind of works in a dating show because you're like, oh, we're gonna spice it up.
Like
Right.
It's on the beach. I think it works, but because there's already a connection there.
But yeah, it could work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or
any other people that we should talk about?
So there were 2 like very attractive females on the show that like they try to make them like the candy bait. We're talking about Taylor, and there's a lot of guys going for her. She's like this small, cute little girl. She's not a girl, I guess. I guess she's a woman. But but like she very much is playing this like I know I'm hot shit. Like come get it, treat me good.
my notes on Taylor is for those of us up on the Netflix cinematic universe, she's Francesca coded from Too Hot to Handle, and the other one that's like the Avengers of Netflix dating shows.
She's kind of like Francesca. I mean, Francesca is a bit more, I think, like sexually explicit.
Sure, but this was my initial like I saw this person for 3 seconds on screen, and that's what I wrote down.
Yeah, I can see that. I think as far as like typecasting of playing like the girl the guys want, yes.
Yeah.
But as far as like Taylor is trying to be the girl next door, where
Sure.
Francesca is like the girl across the street.
Okay, I would say the girl on Instagram, but yeah, I get that. I see that.
Girl on Instagram is much better. Yeah, no, that's actually more appropriate.
Is Sarah Kate the other person you were going to talk about?
Yeah, and
The
Sarah Kate,
quote
which,
unquote Southern Belle.
yeah, and
Quote
she's
unquote.
I just can't believe how unaware she is. She's like so upset that no one's voting for her, that no one wants to be her friend. It's like, ooh,
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was in the Girls Alliance, and none of the
Right.
girls voted for her.
yeah.
Rip.
Oh,
Yeah.
rip Girls Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whole episode. Should we go to questions?
I'm down with that.
think
Any
so.
any minutia people want to talk about first?
I feel like this campsite that they're at is like pretty nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Like they're at hammocks. They don't even sleep it on the floor. They have like things to like put their like
yeah,
tarps on.
the suspended beds. Their sleeping bags have mosquito nets. Like they're
Like,
doing just
yeah.
fine.
I feel like the real downside though is the food situation.
Yes. And they didn't really go into that much, but I agree. Like as far as like camping goes, like it seems fine. And I couldn't believe they go back for like a second night and they're like, fuck my life. This is terrible. Like, yeah.
Oh no, I have to have rice. Whoop-de-doo.
Right. Like so we'll get back to so one is the food, but I'm gonna jump ahead and go back. The outhouse, obviously not pleasant. I think that's a big disadvantage. And then yeah, like unclear what kind of food they do have. We just see them eating rice and beans, in small portions.
But like even the outhouse, like Chris, isn't the pooping situation on Survivor just like you take a shit in the ocean?
Yeah. I mean, like these people
This
are
is
trying to win
so-
$100,000. Like you can camp for $100,000.
Yeah.
But I think it's all based on like what they thought they were getting into, right? And that's why it's like, and they probably got people that have never camped in their life.
I mean, you think you're probably going to be on like Love Island or something.
Right. Exactly.
Probably.
Yeah. That's actually probably how they pitched it, right? Like
You're going to be on Love Island.
Love Island with
There's going to be a
twist.
Jinx. All right. Who's the worst human being? Do we have one?
I'm gonna go with Aaron because I don't remember what he did in this episode, so fuck him.
He was okay. He was okay.
Should we go with Lalise because she didn't pick the person that voted for her?
That is decent.
fine.
Right?
She acted kind of bitchy.
She's also on top, right? Like punch up, you know.
Yeah.
For now.
For now. I'm gonna go with. I'm assuming it's gonna be the director to have the final call here.
Okay.
But right, I think we're just gonna give credit back to Jessie May. She's a comedian. Like, let her do her craft and not just be eye candy. Come on.
It's the director's fault for sure.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, let's do some drinking rules.
Okay.
So I think the obvious one here is anytime somebody is upset that they are in the campsite, take a drink. Noah, you got one?
Yeah. Anytime someone is politicking, take a drink.
How about politicking?
It doesn't happen that much.
The politicking, not yet. Yeah, this seems so. I think one thing we didn't talk about in the show, like a lot of the majority of the contestants are not conniving. They seem much more like, cool, let's have fun, like let's be nice, like, and kind of like build bonds.
I think there's like a third.
But also, you can't reveal your true form on episode 1. You know, you gotta sort of keep that to yourself if you're really playing the game.
Yeah.
But they had to get the vote. That's the thing, though, right? The initial vote brought it out.
First week doesn't matter.
It's first week. It's just the second.
I don't even know if it's the first week. It could be the first day. Yeah.
It's definitely the first day. Max, you have a drinking rule?
Every time you look at your phone while you're watching this fucking show, it's like,
Whoa! We want people to be alive, okay? Yeah, politicking is a good one. Anytime there's like some sort of challenge, pick who you think's gonna win. and drink if they win, drink if they lose. I don't know.
Oh, I
Just
got
drink.
one.
Sure.
Every time they say the word luxury, take a drink.
Oh
that's
man, you
good.
stole. So
That was a good
I'm
one.
so sorry, Noah.
well, no, I wasn't gonna say luxury, but what stood out to me was the word villa.
Yeah.
Villa's good too.
I got to get to the villa. Got to put you up in the villa. They were really up on the villa. It's not a
Alright.
house.
I'm sure they were coached by the producers.
Yeah. I also wonder, like, so they made a 40-minute episode out of 48 hours of content.
Yep.
There's a lot of tape on the floor. A lot of tape.
I feel like there isn't a lot of
What they
tape on
came
the
up
floor.
with.
Anyway, let's go with would the show be better as a TikTok or a Quibi?
I don't think there's any form this show would be good in.
I think it'd be better as a Quibi.
I think it'd be better as a Quibi for sure.
Yeah. Like TikTok, I don't think so. There's too many game mechanics going on.
But TikToks now can be like 8 minutes. They can be the length of a Quibi.
Well, I mean TikTok the app, but I think when we talk about TikToks, we're talking about like Reels, TikTok, like short form
okay,
video.
Sorry,
Right?
TikToks.
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. Would the show be better if everyone was naked?
Yeah.
Again, there's no form of this show.
It would definitely be better. Everyone on the show is very attractive.
For sure.
Like, it would be a very different show.
It sure would.
Yeah. But would it be better? I mean, it probably appeals.
What if you're in the villa, you get to wear clothes?
I feel like it should be the opposite. No, I think it should be the opposite, right? Because they have mosquitoes outside, right? That's like too cruel. But it's like you get to
what
go
do you
to
mean?
the
They got
villa.
that. They have Naked and Afraid. People go out and survive naked.
But again, like different contestant pool, right? Like,
That's what makes it interesting.
I think if these people are naked, I don't think I'd watch. Like, I'm just not into that much, but like, I think you find an audience that's gonna really enjoy that.
All right. We haven't done this one in a while, but who's gonna hug up next?
The girl who's in a relationship in Cisco.
I mean, the chances are high. We
That's
could do
only even hinted at like sexual chemistry in the show.
we could do Sarah Kate,
And
the
who?
Southern Belle.
They showed Taylor making out with that guy Aaron. They showed
That happened in this episode?
No, it was like
It was in the trail. It was in this episode. If you watch the whole episode, Max.
But on the next time on, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
it was part of this episode.
Yeah, like Aaron made a move. He's like, "Hey Taylor, I'm your snack. I'm a snack," and he starts going off how Taylor's a dime,
Wow,
Taylor's a 10.
What a move! What a move, Noah.
All right, I think that's it. Taylor and Aaron, got it.
Taylor and Aaron.
All right, what do you love about this show, Max? Do you want to go first or not? Because
I don't want to go first. I don't have one yet.
Okay. I love that this show took the premise of the other show. I forget its name at the moment. Opposite Worlds, and actually is doing it right and potentially, and not just like fucking it up royally. I think that this like dynamic of them voting, and then there'll be like winners and losers, and like people that are up at the top, people down at the bottom. I feel like that's going to be a fun dynamic going forward. I think that
I feel like strictly social games rarely work for me, maybe with the exception of The Circle.
Only because The Circle season 1 had like the best
casting. Yeah.
Noah, what do you love about this show?
So one, I like that they're going for the Nikki Glazer aspect again, but again, they got to let her freak flag fly. I like that it takes place in a very nice villa.
In a very nice island, in a very nice country.
Right? Yeah, it's a lot of good stuff. I do like how they position the game mechanics. I think they did a good job of introducing, at least how they show it going throughout the show, of keeping the game spicy in terms of the game of it. So yeah, that's what I like.
Okay.
Max.
You guys chose the only two good things about the show, so I'm gonna go with there's a team of people: Tabitha, Aaron, and I wrote down Jessica, but I think that's wrong. But they form Team Taj, and I like the word Taj, so that's the thing I like about the
I
show.
was really expecting you to say you love the pool, the villa.
That's part of the villa. That's
Okay.
cheap.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we do a rating system. We do a rank system between other reality shows, top, middle, and bottom third. Some people stack rank in their stack ranks. Noah, what do you got for me?
Yeah, so as you can probably tell by now, and if you can't, you should go listen to some of the podcasts to get educated. But this is not a great show. It's a bottom show. It is a bottom third. I'm a little torn. I think it is middle of the bottom. Like I thought that was absurd when I first heard it prior to recording, but it is. It's middle of the bottom. Like it doesn't deserve to be top of the bottom. It doesn't deserve to be bottom of the bottom. So yes, I think it's middle of the bottom. It's just it's not that enjoyable, but it kind of pains me because I think it has the elements to be enjoyable. So maybe actually the worst person is the editor.
Yeah.
When we're really thinking about it. So let's throw the editor under the bus.
Okay.
I
Max.
would say I wonder if the show would be better if they just casted more interesting people that I cared about more, because I just don't care about these people.
Max, what do you got for me?
For all the reasons Noah said, it's the middle of the bottom. I'm going to say bottom of the third, middle of the bottom. I also have a friend of the pod who also says middle of the bottom.
I'm struggling with this one. I'm
Take
gonna
your-
put it in the bottom of the middle. I think the politicking was interesting. I think it's got a upward trajectory and not a downward trajectory.
I agree with that. Yes.
Just because I that's I don't really have a great reason.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I strongly disagree, and you should jump off a bridge.
Brian, though, our other host, couldn't pod tonight. His review, though, is top of the middle.
Wow.
What is wrong with him?
Well, you could go to that bridge and find him.
Okay.
Look him off.
I'll go search in the water. Man,
right,
a pretty wide range on this one.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
No top thirds, though. Thank fuck.
I'm sure we would have convinced him to probably put it lower, maybe. Yeah. I feel like that happens.
Oh, all the time.
I wonder if his friend of the pod was getting in his head about this and maybe, warping his view.
Who, Max's?
No, Brian's friend.
Brian's friend.
Okay.
All right. So we do shout out, or tell us what you thought about this show on X, formerly known as Twitter, @HoopItThisOn, who put a poll for you to vote for the next week.
And sometimes we don't. So,
Well, when I post the podcast, I do. And it's also in the right named format and stuff. But you know what? You got your podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. You could have tweeted at us and told us what you thought about last week's show, but you did not.
You guys don't do that. Come on, crew. Come on, crowd.
Wait, is it not a tweet? What is it called now?
It's called a sheet.
It's called a post or something. You should have posted at us.
I think it's still a tweet.
I think it's a post now. I think you post on X.
Officially, it's a post. If you're not an insane person or a blue check, it's a tweet.
A blue check.
Is that
derogatory now?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so now we do some shout outs of other things we've been watching or playing or enjoying. Noah, you have any shout outs this week?
Yeah. So I'm back on my yet another free trial of Apple TV.
Okay.
I feel like they're very easy to come by, which is great. And so in Apple TV this month, we got finishing season 1, only season of Platonic. That's yeah, comedy with Seth Rogen and the Australian woman. There's one of them, so you guys know what I'm talking about.
Obviously, only one.
There's only one. Rose Byrne. There we go. Rose Byrne. Yeah, very nice, like sitcom, modern sitcom, I'd say. Yeah, very fun, easy to watch. And then I'm watching Hijack with Idris Elba.
Ooh,
Real
Love the
time.
name Idris Elba. Like, what a good name.
great name.
And the show's good, not as good as the name, but the show's very good. It's very entertaining.
How many episodes in are you?
I
I
think
got
like
up to episode 4 or 5, and like it was good. I just kind of fell off.
yeah, I think episode 7, episode 8, something like that.
Okay.
I contacted our sister podcast, the DPPL, if they wanted
Oh.
to come back for Hijack because it's
Oh,
real
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Crickets. I
It-
got
it is
crickets.
it is very much in the DPPL 24 universe.
yeah.
Yeah. I loved Platonic. I thought that was really good. I think one of the better shows this year.
Oh, the year! Wow.
Oh, for
Wow.
sure.
High
This year-
praise.
This year's been pretty light, I think.
Really?
Max,
Huh.
what do you
Uh,
got for me?
This week I've watched Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. The first one I can recommend. It's a fun time loop slasher film.
Groundhog Day esque.
Yes, but pretty creative. I enjoyed it. The second one is kind of whatever.
Hmm, hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
I played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
I've
the last
never
couple
met
weeks?
somebody who's played that game.
Well,
It's
Harrison and I have, and it is really good. It's like it's one of the few, I think, horror kind of, not like this one was more like psychological horror almost to a point, and it's like afterwards I'm like, oh, I need a break. I need like a sitcom break.
Yeah,
Afterwards.
Mm.
It's relatively short. I
Mm.
know it's not Halloween or it's not like October anymore, so
Mm.
take that what it is. But the sequel is going to come out next year. I think it's well worth playing. And that's it for us this week.
Wait, Chris, can you just? So it's called Hellblade. What? Senakama?
Senua's Sacrifice.
Senua. If you just search
Senua.
that,
If you just look for Hellblade, it's the only Hellblade.
Yeah, no, I just Senua.
It's on Game Pass. And it's permanently on Game Pass because it's a Microsoft
Yep.
studio.
Cool.
You definitely need headphones.
Mm.
Gotta get them headphones out.
I mean,
Noted.
Anyway,
the only game I played recently is Jerboa. The game you recommended. I like it.
oh yeah, the mobile game.
yeah,
That's
it's very
pretty
nice.
fun.
It's very nice. Yeah.
I like that game. What's the full name of the Jerboa game? I feel like it's got a different name.
Hold on. Give me a second. It is called Jump Jerboa.
Jump Jerboa. Yeah, play that on your phone. Pretty fun. Just platformer. One button. Pretty good.
noted.
All right. Well, you can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. And every time I say X, formerly known as Twitter, Max just gives us a space, and it's so good. I'm sorry, you guys can't
Max
see it.
is old man yelling from his porch.
No, I
And,
just love girls.
we'll see you guys next time.